بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله. أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله. حي على الصلاة. حي على الصلاة. حي على الفلاح. حي على الفلاح. الله أكبر، الله أكبر، لا إله إلا الله.
أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. سبح لله ما في السماوات وما في الأرض وهو العزيز الحكيم. يا أيها الذين آمنوا لم تقولون ما لا تفعلون كبر مقتا عند الله أن تقولوا ما لا تفعلون. صدق الله العلي العظيم. This is chapter 61, verses 1 to 4 that I have recited. And their English translation is, whatever is in the heavens and whatever is in the earth glorifies Allah. He is the mighty, the wise. O you who believe, why say you that which you do not? Whatever is in the heavens, it is most hateful in the sight of Allah. It is most hateful in the sight of Allah that you say that which you do not. These are verses 1 to 3 of Surah As-Saf. And the Holy Prophet Muhammad himself said, verily deeds are only by intentions. Every person will have only what they intended. So talking about Hijrat, the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, whoever emigrated to get something in this world, or to marry a woman, then his emigration is for whatever he emigrated for. The Holy Prophet emigrated from Makkah to Medina. What for? Not for some worldly benefit, not because he was marrying someone, but if he had remained in Makkah, there was a danger that the name of Islam will be wiped off the face of the earth, because there were constant plans and attempts to have him assassinated. The early jurists, and this is really this hadith, this saying of the Holy Prophet Muhammad is fundamental to all jurisprudence. Throughout the world, it doesn't matter what country you're in, what legal system you follow, this principle remains. You see, a man takes a knife and he cuts open someone's stomach. So what do you do with that person? What you do is, first you ask yourself, why did he do it? Is he a doctor? If he is a doctor, you don't try him for grievous bodily harm and put him in prison. But if it's a fight in the street, if it's a bank robbery, you deal with it accordingly. The deed is judged by the intention. The doctor perhaps wanted to cure this man. I don't know, maybe he wanted to take this man's appendix out or do kidney transplant or whatever. But he is inflicting severe pain on this man. But his action will be judged by his intention. In Islam, its early jurists and scholars, such as Imam Shafi, Ahmad ibn Hanbal, Abu Dawud, Daraqutni, Tirmidhi, they all agreed that this hadith is 1/3. This hadith is 1/3 of Islam, of the spirit of Islam. Why do you do something? You're going along the street and you see a poor person and the man is hungry and you give him some food to eat. The question is, why did you do it? Did you have a group of friends with you? And you said to them, let me show you how rich I am. Let me show you how generous I am. Let me show you how good I am. So in your heart, there is no sympathy, there is no empathy for the poor man who's starving. You just want to show off. So your charity will be judged by your intention. And people do this. So this hadith, these are leading authorities in Islam who say that this encompasses 1/3 of Islam. Imam Bukhari chose to lead his collection of authentic traditions with it. This is such an important hadith. Imam Shafi also said that this hadith encompasses 70 topics of jurisprudence, by which he meant a great many topics. Ibn Mahdi encouraged authors to include it at the beginning of everything they did, to advise their students to continually correct their intentions, renew their intentions. You're a scientist, you're working on something. What is your intention? To relieve the suffering of humanity? Or is it to win the Nobel Prize and have everyone clap you? You may get the Nobel Prize and the cash that goes with it in this world, but God will judge you on your intention. Why did you do it? Right intention means being sincere in doing something. So, sincerity is 1/3 of the practice of Islam. And it's the foundation of everything that you do. Now, we have people in many Muslim majority countries who abuse others in the name of Islam, who persecute them in the name of Islam. 7 years ago, a man was arrested in Lahore for blasphemy. He spent 7 years in jail. And eventually, 2 days ago, he was found innocent and released. Who is going to give him back those 7 years? Upon hearing the news of this so-called blasphemy, crowds gathered outside the colony, the Christian colony, and burned to the ground 120 homes. And their noble intention was that they were defending the honor of the Holy Prophet Muhammad. Well, if that is your intention, then why do you lie and why do you cheat? Why is Pakistan notorious for the fact that the honor of women is not safe in that country? There are more rapes in Pakistan than perhaps anywhere else. A woman traveling from one town to another, her car breaks down, and she is raped by 7 men. No one is arrested. And do you think that when this news hits the press throughout the world, they do not look down upon Muslims, look down upon Islam? Are you, by your actions, not denigrating the religion of Islam? And yet, any little thing that happens, people say, oh, I did it to defend the honor of the Holy Prophet Muhammad. Members of our Jamaat are persecuted. Someone sent a wedding invitation and a man came running and he said, "Do you want me sent to prison?" And the person who was from overseas asked why. He said, "You have put on this invitation, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, in the name of Allah, the most beneficent, the most merciful, and you have said Assalamu alaikum." Ahmadis are forbidden to do this in Pakistan. I can be reported to the police and I'll have to spend many years in jail, even if I'm found not guilty. If your intention is to protect the honor of Islam, would you be doing it by such actions? Intentions are always different. There is a whole branch of scholarship which is called Hila Joy. Its English translation would be, how do I get round of the requirements of Islamic law? And one famous example is that zakat is only deducted once a year on whatever the amount is that's held in a named account for a whole year. So what do? 2 days before, you transfer the money you have to another account. So now, zakat is not deducted because you haven't held that money for a year. And zakat is not deducted from the other person's account because they've only had money for 2 days. And the following year, you reverse the procedure. So your intention is never to pay the zakat. And then you make big speeches about how Islam teaches us to look after the poor and the orphans and the needy. Do you think those speeches hold any water with Allah? You may impress your friends, you may impress your relatives. That's easy. You may impress your neighbors. Yes, that's fine. But in the final analysis, would God be impressed by such shenanigans? And this is why I say that generally Muslims do not believe in the hereafter. Muslims do not believe in accountability. Because if we believed in the hereafter, if we believed that one day we will be held accountable for all our deeds, for all these shenanigans of transferring money so that we don't have to pay zakat, we wouldn't be doing these things. We wouldn't be persecuting minorities. The weak in the community would be safe. Who was it? Was it Hazrat Abu Bakr, I think, Raziyallahu Ta'ala, who said, in this community, the weak is strong. Why? Because he has my support. And in this community, the strong is weak. Why? Because I will not let them usurp anyone's right. These days, the rights of our members to be human beings to live their life peacefully are being usurped. An Ahmadi family, their house was surrounded by a mob who were going to burn it down together with all the occupants of the house. The police came and arrested people. And who were the people who were arrested? They were the occupants of the house. They were the people who were threatened with murder. And do you think the world considers these actions very honorable and very brave? No, these are cowardly actions of cowards. That you take a family and the whole community surrounds them and says, we'll burn you alive unless you say what we tell you to. These are actions of the brave, are they? The question is, what is your intention in doing that? What was the intention in burning down those 120 houses of Christians? Even if that man had committed blasphemy, which the Pakistan High Court says he hadn't, why were the houses of others burned? Because that Christian community lived in an area where land used to be very cheap. But through development and expansion and so on, it became very valuable and expensive. So some people wanted to occupy that land. So, under the guise of honoring or protecting the honor of the Holy Prophet Muhammad, they started these riots to burn down these houses, to kill those Christians and occupy that land and then sell it and make money. Do you think God would honor such people? If they believed in the hereafter, if they believed in accountability, if they believed in the fact that they'll have to answer for their deeds, they would not do such a thing. Hazrat Umar Raziyallahu Ta'ala, one day someone found him sitting in the Holy Prophet's mosque and crying. And they asked him, "Oh Umar, what is the matter? Why are you crying?" And Hazrat Umar said, "Do you know that if a dog dies of thirst on the shores of the river Euphrates, on the day of judgment, Allah will say to me, 'Oh Umar, why did you not know that that thirsty dog was dying? And why did you not do something about it?'" A dog is not a Muslim. And that is the essence of the thing. That under Muslim rule, everyone is supposed to be protected. Human or animal. So you think if that is so important, then it is not important to protect the lives of humans who are not Muslims, whatever religion they might belong to. What does the Holy Quran tell the Holy Prophet Muhammad? Your job is to deliver the message. And after that, it is between them and God. We have not appointed you a guardian over them. Your duty is to deliver the message. But we have appointed ourselves guardians over everyone else. Islam says, do not seek out people's faults. And we do exactly that. Islam says, knock on a door and say Assalamu alaikum. And if the person living there, staying there, says, I'm sorry, I can't see you, I'm busy, leave without any bad taste in your mouth, without any rancor. Have you ever tried that? You're lying in bed, you're very sick, you're running a temperature that's 104, and your neighbor or brother or friend or colleague or someone knocks on the door, and you say, I'm very sorry. I'm running a temperature of 104, I can't see you now. They will hate you for the rest of your life. Oh, he's such a rude person. I went to his house to ask after him. All he had to do was sit there with a temperature of 104 and entertain me for half an hour. Is this Quranic teaching? What is your intention in troubling this person? And I find it puzzling that in some countries where Muslims are in a majority, Islam appears to be constantly in danger. Who in a Muslim majority country would say something that's blasphemous against the Holy Prophet Muhammad? Who? It can only be a lunatic. And we have a situation where lawyers who are supposed to uphold the law hand guns to assassins to kill people because it is said that they have been blasphemous. Abu Sufyan was the most blasphemous person in the world. He made the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam's life in Mecca intolerable, asking people to make fun of the Holy Prophet, throwing rubbish over his head, having him stoned, having him abused, calling him a mad person. Then the Holy Prophet migrated to Medina. And one year, there was a long dry spell in Mecca. And people began to suffer because of the lack of water, resulting in lack of vegetation and food and so on. And Abu Sufyan went to Medina. He was still an idol worshipper. He had been in armies that attacked Medina. And he said to the Holy Prophet, you claim that God listens to you. People of Makkah are having these problems. Can you please pray for us? What did the Holy Prophet do? Did the Holy Prophet taunt him? No. He asked all the Muslims to raise their hands to pray to Allah to relieve the difficulties of people of Makkah. The same people who persecuted him, who'd abused him, who'd stoned him. He asked the Muslims to pray for them without taunting Abu Sufyan, without reminding him of everything that he had done. We talk about following the Sunnah. Why is it that we have forgotten this Sunnah of the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam? Of kindness, of forgiveness, of mercy, of honesty. None of these examples of the Holy Prophet Muhammad come to our mind. The Holy Quran says, La ikraha fid din. There is no compulsion in religion. And yet we surround people's houses. And we drag them out. And we dishonor their women. And we kill their children. In the name of Islam. In the name of protecting the honor of Islam and the honor of the Holy Prophet Muhammad. I wonder if that really is the true intention of these people. Or their real intention is something else. To earn praise from their friends, or somehow occupy a valuable property, forcing its occupants to run away to save their lives, and 1,001 other things. Today I'm going to ask you to say special prayers for our center and our Jamaat in Pakistan, because they are suffering and suffering greatly. And I take my hats off to their courage and their steadfastness, that despite every calamity, despite every difficulty, despite all manner of torture and humiliation, they still stand fast. And they say, we are Ahmadis. Barakallahu lana wa lakum fil Qur'anil azim wa nafa'ana wa iyyakum bil ayati wa zikril hakim innahu ta'ala jawadun kareemun malikun barrufur rahim. Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah nahmaduhu wa nasta'inuhu wa nastaghfiruhu wa nu'minu bihi wa natawakkalu alayhi wa na'udhu billahi min shururi anfusina wa min sayyiati a'malina. Man yahdihillahu fala mudilla lahu wa man yudlilhu fala hadiya lahu. Wa ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wahdahu la sharika lahu wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluhu. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم انصر من نصر دين محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم واجعلنا منهم. واقتل من خذل دين محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم ولا تجعلنا منهم. عباد الله رحمكم الله. إن الله يأمر بالعدل والإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون. اذكروا الله يذكركم وادعوه يستجب لكم ولذكر الله والله يعلم ما تصنعون.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah, ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah. Hayya ala salah, hayya ala falah. Qad qamat as-salah, qad qamat as-salah. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. La ilaha illallah.
Allahu Akbar. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Ar-Rahmanir Rahim. Maliki Yawmiddin. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين.
Amin.
والعصر إن الإنسان لفي خسر إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. آمين. ألم تر كيف فعل ربك بأصحاب الفيل ألم يجعل كيدهم في تضليل وأرسل عليهم طيرا أبابيل ترميهم بحجارة من سجيل فجعلهم كعصف مأكول. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. Allahu Akbar. So. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Astaghfirullah. Astaghfirullah. Allahumma antas. Thank you for joining us for our Friday service. Our next broadcast will be on Sunday morning at 9 a.m., both live stream and radio broadcast. It is in Urdu, called Call of the Messiah, Dawat-e-Masih Maud. And at 9:30, it will be in English, Call of the Messiah, from 9:30 to 10. In addition, we have a further broadcast at 4 p.m. UK time, again on StreamYard. With the prayer that until we meet again, whichever broadcast it is for, may Allah keep all of you safe and sound and free from harm. And I request you to earnestly pray in every prayer for our center and all the members in Pakistan, especially Khyber Pakhtunkhwa and Peshawar. Assalamu alaikum, Khuda Hafiz, goodbye.